Hello and welcome to the course Advanced Computer Network. This is the third lecture of Module 5, and in this lecture we will continue our discussion on IP security. Particularly, we will discuss about the protocol ESP, stands for Encapsulating Security Protocol. In the last lecture, we have covered the first protocol associated with your IPsec, that is called Authentication Header Protocol. I will refer the Edge Header Protocol whenever I am talking about this encapsulating security payload, because both are slightly related in their fields. So let's begin. Generally, we know that the Edge protocol does not provide confidentiality as per the last discussion. It only provides source authentication and data integrity. So to provide the confidentiality, ESP protocol helps. So what are the different facilities provided by ESP protocol? That will be source authentication, integrity and confidentiality. In Edge protocol, if you remember, we are adding only a header to the payload, but ESP protocol adds header and trailer both. Let us check the figure of ESP protocol in the next slide. Over here you can see that this is your payload. You want to transfer this data from your source node to destination node, and you can see the ESP header and ESP trailer both are connected to this payload. When an IP datagram carries an ESP header and trailer, the value of protocol field in the IP header is 50, which is 51 in case of your authentication header. A field inside the ESP trailer, the next header field, holds the original value of the protocol field, the type of payload being carried by the IP datagram, such as TCP or UDP. If you remember, in your Edge protocol, notice here, so in the IP header there is a field that is called protocol, which is 8-bit. What does it specify? The type of datagram the IP packet takes. So if the type of datagram is TCP, then the value will be 06. Similarly, for other protocols too, some specific number will be there. So that field will be represented, that number is represented in this particular field. But when the packet contains a Edge authentication header, then automatically this protocol field will store 51 rather than 6. And where the 6 goes? The 6 goes to the next header of your Edge protocol. So 6 comes over here, right? That part we have already discussed in the last class. So the similar analogy will be used for your ESP protocol. So you can see here, so the next field which is present here, next header, will be replaced with this 6 value if it is a TCP datagram, and the protocol field which is there in this field, the protocol field of IP header, will be replaced with this 50. Okay, fine. Now how the data gets transmitted? So the ESP provides the following steps to add the header and trailer. So how it is added, step by step I am writing it. Let us explain it properly. An ESP trailer is added to the payload. So this is your payload. The ESP trailer will be added to it. Then the payload and the trailer gets encrypted. So this is specifying by this line. So this total value will be encrypted. Then we will add the ESP header to it. After adding the header, it provides the authentication capability. So in the fourth step I have written, the ESP header, payload and ESP trailer are used to create the authentication data. Now after the authentication data has been created, the authentication data are added to the end of ESP trailer. So over here, so the entire authentication data created from this 3 field will be added to the trailer, means the ESP trailer. Then the IP header is added after changing the protocol value to 50. So as I have already discussed this, so the IP header then added, so the protocol field of IP header will be replaced with 50. Now the IP header protocol part must contain some value or some number. So where does that value will go? That value will go to the next header, which was discussed previously in the last slide. So this is how the protocol fields are. The entire packet has been created, which is going to be transferred from the one sender to the receiver. Now let us discuss about the different fields of ESP header and ESP trailer, which are much similar with your AH protocol, but still we need the explanation of all these fields. So let's discuss it. So the first field comes your security parameter index, which was already there in AH protocol also. The same purpose, for the same purpose we are writing it, but still I will explain it over here. The 32-bit SPI field plays the role of virtual circuit identifier and is same for all packets sent during the connection, called as security association. So generally what happens, we know that network protocol or network layer provides a connection-less service between the source and the destination. So to make the security possible, it need to be connection oriented. So how the connection oriented will be maintained? It will be maintained by the concept called security association. So to maintain the connection oriented service, we have to specify a virtual circuit number or virtual circuit identifier. So that virtual circuit identifier is actually specified by your security parameter index. So this was already discussed in AH2. Then the sequence number, a 32-bit sequence number provides ordering information for a sequence of datagram. So as the connection has been established between the source and the destination or between two parties, then whenever the sequence of datagram will be transferred from one party to other party, the sequence number must be there to notify the end of the packets. The next part is your padding. This variable length field, this is a variable length field which is 0 to 255 bytes of zeros serves as padding. So generally this value will be serves as padding, that is represented as padding 32-bit. So all are 0 maybe, or some part of the value will be 0 maybe. Okay, that's depend upon the size of the entire packet header. Then next come the pad length. So what is pad length? It will specify how many pad bit has been added. So the 8-bit pad length field defines the number of padding bytes. So if there are how many bytes of pad 0 has been added to the entire packet, that will be represented by your pad length. The value is between 0 and 255. Generally the maximum value is not represented, it is rare. Then the next part is your next header. So I have already talked about this next header. So the next header will contain the protocol field, the value of the protocol field in the IP header, like 6 will be transferred over here. So that the 8-bit next header field is similar to that defined in the AH protocol. It serves the same purpose as the protocol field in the IP header before encapsulation. So that part we have just now discussed. The protocol field, if it contains some number, that number will be transferred to the next header, and the value of protocol field in the IP header packet will be converted into 50, right? Then next one is your authentication data. So how it is calculated? The field for header and trailer as follows. So this is continued authentication data. Finally, the authentication data field is the result of applying an authentication scheme to parts of the datagram. So this datagram, the entire part will be not applied for finding out the authentication data. If you remember in the AH protocol, we are using the entire content of the data packet excluding the value which are changed. If you remember, I have discussed about time to leave, TTL field. TTL field is not included in finding out the authentication data. Similarly, here also some part of the datagram gets used for finding out the authentication data. So that value will be stored over here. So what is the difference between authentication data in AH and ESP? In AH, part of IP header is included in the calculation of authentication data. So part of IP header means TTL is not included, if you remember in the AH discussion. But in ESP, the entire IP header will be used for the finding out the authentication data. So after finding the authentication data, that will be padded over the trailer. So that's all about ESP. Thank you.